the corporate is really looking for? Any answer. You've all gone to summer placement, you've done your projects there, so you have an understanding of the corporate. Tell me.
Eagerness to learn and the right attitude.
Oh, okay, that's a very good answer. In fact, attitude is the number one skill, criteria or thought process that I think is the most important. That is a very good answer. And you wanted to say something?
Yeah, adding to this, I guess one who can make efforts in the right direction.
Now, that right direction and efforts are very vague.
Okay. One who can do the work with that much quality and can adjust with the culture of the organization.
So, what you are saying is, it should be culture fit, plus it should give results.
Yes.
Okay, very good. But there are in between there are certain pitfalls, and you need to be very careful. And you can groom yourself in 21 days. My experience is, you tell a manager to change, especially during the performance reviews, and you tell him we will have another meeting after 2 months. He knows that he's under focus and he will change. And it takes just 21 days. When I went to Kerala, I had to learn a little bit of Malayalam. When I went to Gujarat, a little bit of Gujarati. Then of course North India, Hindi was okay with me. So you got to be a quick learner, and the attitude. What sort of an attitude should we have? Tell me, what sort of an attitude?
A positive attitude which will lead to the result giving for the company.
Very good. In a simple example, can you just tell us what is positive? Attitude is the way you look at things, right? You make a judgment. So what is positive?
Making sense to the world.
Making?
Sense to the world.
Okay, I'll give you a small example. यार ये अंधा आदमी है, ये सूरदास है. The fact of the matter is he is blind, right? That is what I am trying to convey. Which is better, the first one or the second one? Why? I'll tell you another small story. There were two sisters going down a lane, and another friend of hers came out and started shouting at them and abusing them. The younger one kept on having her ice cream. The elder one got furious and retaliated. So when they reached home, the elder sister asked, "Why the hell did you not shout back?" You know what she said? "Didi, उसने गाली दी, मैंने नहीं दी." Can you develop that strength in your mind, your mental strength, where you say, "I am not allowing my mind to be negative"? And the easiest method of becoming negative is start criticizing, start comparing, and you have become negative. Am I right or wrong? Please prove me wrong here. Come on, I have come for an interactive session where I am going to be boxed. When you become negative, what is the first thing you do? You criticize or you don't criticize? You criticize, that's good. But is it positive or is it negative? So what should you do? The best thing is accept the person, the situation and the event as it is. There is no need to react. Because when you get angry, you are in a danger zone. D-A-N-G-E-R. So avoid that attitude. Being impulsive, being reactive, trying to show off. Because you know, within 5 minutes of your interview, your attitude is going to come out. And the HR people are very good at it. They'll ask you to introduce yourself and they'll say, "Can you narrate an incident where you have had tremendous tough time? What did you do? How did you do it?" And by that time, he knows what sort of a person you are. So I'm going to share with you two models. One is, both the models have been developed by me in the last 40 years, nearly 40 years. And then I'm also going to share with you the types of people that man organize any organization. whether it is corporate, education, hospital, whatsoever. But it will take me about 15-20 minutes. Are you ready for it? No, say it loudly. Yes, no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, attitude determines altitude of life. How many of you think this is a right statement? Put your hands up. And if you believe in it fully, put both the hands up. Okay, good. Now that shows your grooming in this institute is very good. Because if your professors have been telling you this and you have got that idea, that being positive, you have cut down your competition by 80% already. Most of the people don't last more than 10 minutes, 15 minutes in an interview. Positive attitude lasts for 20, 25, 35, 40 minutes. Depending on 2 or 3 other things. Your knowledge, your application, what you have done in your summer projects, and then of course, your success story. Can somebody read it out at the back? Yeah, the lady who welcomed us. What's your name?
Neha.
Neha. Can you read that out, Neha?
Primary inputs for growth of an organization are the innovation, can-do mindset and aspiration of its people.
Yes. So you have to be very people sensitive. When you talk, you get a lot of ideas and then you can be innovative. Am I right, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. If you're not innovative, your company is going to go down like this, sooner or later. When I was working with an MNC called Cooper Standard, and I worked for Dalmias, I worked for Builders. The cultural difference is some people give too much weightage to results, some people give too much weightage to relationship. So you have to have a balance between task and relationship. You have to give results, you have to maintain good relationship. How do you do that? So we'll come to that answer. Next.
Robert Yadvin, CEO of Chrysler Corporation. The only way we can beat the competition is with people. That's the only thing anybody has. Your culture and how you motivate and empower and educate your people is what makes the difference.
So what is making the difference with Jaipuriya? They are spending so much of time, money and energy to educate you to become ready after 1 year. But with the numbers, I find this may not be the entire group of people.
Yeah, definitely not, sir.
Definitely not. Yeah. So that also shows another attitude. Couldn't care less. क्या होगा? सबको आके blah 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 करेंगे. And that's the end of it. But any one of you who picks this trick of the game of success, and I'm going to share that formula of success, you cannot fail. When I was in Bombay with a company called Superphone India Limited, I was to close down a factory in Bombay and shift it to Pune. And this factory was headed by a union leader called Dr. Datta Samant. Very tough union leader. And I had to deal with him. And in my mind I had decided I will not let a lockout happen. No matter whatever happens, I'll avoid a lockout. And I'll ensure or try my best not to let the strike take place. And believe you me, we did it. In 1986, I may be the second man in India to go in for the VRS. So I learned 1 or 2 lessons there. Be humble and be honest. You don't have to answer every question. Keep quiet. But don't bluff. So if you're genuine, people will start believing. Any doubts? No? You all believe that? Yes, sir. But how many of you are really authentic? Tell me honestly. Is anyone who can tell me that he is authentic? Good, that at least you realize that you're not. Then there's a room for improvement. Okay. Now, these are the best type of employees, not the best type, the easily available employees. What do? No opinion of his own. Repeats everything his master says. Boss ने जो बोला आप वही repeat कर दिए. So the onus is on the boss, not on you. Right or wrong? भाई प्रोफेसर साहब जो बोले वही हमने लिख दिया, नंबर तो मिलना ही है। बॉस ने जो बोला मैंने वही कहा, तो I'll be successful. Second, looks great, wears the right clothes but cannot fly to save his life, never gets off the ground. Can you think of a function where such people survive? Your reception, public relations, and sometimes licensing. These people are well dressed, they'll make a terrific impression. But the moment you start dealing, they're gone. But not all of them. There are some exceptions. The third one, super flyer, but has an attitude ever since Richard Bach wrote Jonathan Livingstone Seagull. So what does that imply? An attitude, they don't want to change. But मैं जो जानता काफी हूँ. During the 80s, when I joined ORG Systems in Baroda, we are trying to educate people to use computers. Because most of us were doing typewriting. Electronics typewriter or manual typewriter. Very few of us were trying to learn computers. And by 1982, those who were not good in computers started losing jobs. Why? Because computer is very efficient. You don't have to retype the entire page. You just correct, type. You can store data, you can store information and continue to add information. But in a manual typewriter, every time you have to update something, you have to type and add. So the typing is huge, wastage of time. Many people didn't use that. 83, I had joined Atlas Cycle. 7,000 people, 7 units, and the average life in that company for every employee was not less than 25 years. Almost all of them 40, 45, 46 years old. Very difficult to educate them. But then by 1984, 80% people learned how to use computers. Because HR took the initiative of showing them the benefit of learning computers. We attached promotion policy to knowledge of IT. So he rightly said, HR is omnipresent, or it has influence on all the departments. So if you are thinking of joining HR, learn how to influence. In fact, anyone, any leader has to influence. Next time. These are the good ones. They are also in the colleges. You do a good job and I go to the boss. Sir, ये project तो मैंने कर दिया. अच्छा तुमने किया, very good Srivastava. Actually this has been done by Neha and she didn't get the credit, I got the credit. ये होता है कि नहीं होता? We steal the credit of others. Yes or no? एक आदमी होमवर्क करता है, दूसरा आदमी कॉपी पेस्ट. I mean, it is common thing that happens all around. But don't fall in that trap. Don't be a vulture. Give credit to people who do the real job. Now, this is what I think each one of you should become. An amazing bird flies high as he wants, and no one messes with him. Does any bird mess with an eagle? It will rip them up. Great vision, tremendous energy and intellect. So what is a vision? Great vision means what?
So he knows in which direction he's moving.
Yes, he has a dream and objective to fulfill. Right? Okay. Now I am going to tell you a small story of 2-3. So you want to you would like to become like whom? Which bird? जोर से बोलो.
Eagle.
जोर से, come on. Have the energy to talk.
Eagle.
Eagle? Why?
Because because the eagle knows where to focus and how to fly and where to reach.
and nobody messes with them.
Nobody must.
So if you are in the corporate, why will people not mess with you? It's because of your knowledge and because of your ability to give results. Right? So how will you get the knowledge? Not by copying others' notes, by reading. Believe you me, even at about 38 years of corporate exposure, I still read at least 45 to 50 minutes a day, without fail. Otherwise, what is going to happen is, people down the line will overtake. I got this job after I have retired. So imagine the crunch of talent in this country. Why should a retired guy get a chance? Why shouldn't another youngster get a chance? Because talent. So if you start developing now, by the time you are just 10 years in your corporate, you are aiming for a CEO's position. And don't copy average people. Doesn't happen. Copy the extraordinary, outstanding guys. Who's the topper of this class? Where is he? You are the topper? Congratulations. So, what gives you the motivation to be the topper?
I mean, I don't compete with others. I compete with myself.
That's it.
Excellent, Pranjal.
Very good.
Excellent.
Okay, this story, 2 minutes.
Sir.
I'll just take 5 minutes. There was a beggar called Barnes, and every day he wanted to become rich, and he said that I must become a millionaire. So the more he thought, the more he was excited, and he was determined to become successful. So he said, if I become a partner of Edison. Edison was a scientist and a businessman. So he said, okay, if I have to succeed, let me become the partner of Edison. He is rich, I'll become rich. So he goes to a place called Orange, where Edison has his office. He reaches early in the morning, waits till 8:30. The Americans start a little early. There was a gentleman in the reception, waiting and looking at the newspapers and the magazines. So when he sees the beggar coming in, torn clothes, not well dressed, he says, yes, what can I do for you? So he looks him into the eye and says, I have come here to meet Mr. Edison. So he said, okay, why don't you sit down? We will find out if Mr. Edison is free, we will organize a meeting. Then about half an hour later, the receptionist comes and says, what are you doing here? He said, I have come here to meet Mr. Edison. So another 1 hour, Edison does not meet him. So the receptionist says, sir, if you don't meet him in the next 5 minutes, I'll have to go back home. This fellow comes and pesters me every 5 minutes. Can I meet him? Can I meet him? Can I meet him? So you please meet him. So Edison says, okay, next 10 minutes you send him in. And in the meantime, give him sandwiches and a cup of coffee so that he settles down. Then after 10 minutes, he is ushered into Edison's office. What? Why did you not tell me in the morning that you are Edison? He goes around and hugs him. I'm so happy to meet you. I've been wanting to meet you for the last 6 months. Then he said, okay, please sit down. What's your name? Barnes. So what can I do for you, Barnes? So again, he looked at him straight into the eye. I have come here to be your business partner. So what, Barnes would make him a partner? No. So he says, I'm cutting the story short because he's not giving me the time now. So he says, okay, what you can do for me is become my employee. So he starts working. 5 years, 10 years gone. 12th year. Edison has developed a machine called dictaphone, where you dictate and your receptionist, your typist comes the next morning and types out the letter. But your channel partners, the marketing guys, were not very happy about the product. So he suddenly remembers, okay, there was a guy called Barnes who had come here to become my partner. Call him in. So Barnes was again ushered back. Again he said, what took you 12 years, 13 days to call me. He was counting each day. Naturally, because of his excitement. Then he said, okay, Ban, sit down. You heard about this product? He said, yes. Would you like to be my partner? Of course, I'd like to be your partner. I've been waiting for this day. Now, in this story, there are 5 ingredients for success. If you want, you can write it down. The most important ingredient of success is your burning desire. He wanted to be rich, that was his desire. Second, idea. What was his idea? Become a business partner with Edison. Third, plan. He planned his movement. How will he go? Where will he go? Which city? So third is plan. Fourth, perseverance. That means you don't give up. And fifth, the last alternative. He did not become the business partner in the first go. After 12 years, he became his partner. So, alternative, if you don't succeed in the first attempt of your interview, don't get disheartened. You will ultimately succeed if you have the burning desire. Okay, any questions? If not, I'll just wind it up. Develop a courage of conviction. Whatever is your conviction, pay the price for it. Who has the power to speak? In the corporates, people do not speak to, do not listen to people who just give ideas and suggestions for the heck of it. If you are a person who can give result, you have the power to speak. Otherwise, no. Then, of course, attitude. So, develop your ability. Be self-motivated. Let the world go topsy-turvy. You don't lose your motivation. And keep developing your positive attitude. Positive thinkers have a solution for every problem. Negative thinkers have a problem for every solution. Stay positive. So become a problem solver. Success with negative attitude is called luck. It's a coincidence. But success with positive attitude is called achievement. Because you have earned it. So wish you all the great success in life. And maybe some of you we can be in touch later on. Thank you very much.